Welcome to Deep Dive. Today we're plunging headfirst into something causing, well, a lot of anxiety, especially for students and recent grads. We're talking about this huge structural shift happening in the computer science job market. For decades, a CS degree felt like the golden ticket, right? Guaranteed career security, loads of high-paying offers.
That's right. That whole idea, the future-proof degree, it's changing fast. We're seeing this profound recalculation, really, of value inside the tech industry. And this shift, well, it demands a totally new approach from anyone planning a career here, a much more adaptable one.
Yeah, adaptable seems key. And just to underscore how serious this is, we've got Professor Hani Farid from UC Berkeley. He's a big name in digital forensics computation, and he's warned that the certainty CS grads used to have finding jobs, it's basically evaporating. This isn't just a dip, it feels more like a fundamental reset.
Absolutely. So our mission today really is to give you a clear picture. We need to get under the hood, understand what's driving this turbulence, AI, definitely, but also market saturation, shifts in what companies actually want, and then, crucially, figure out the specific practical steps students and recent graduates need to take now to redefine themselves, to succeed in this new landscape.
Okay, let's start there. Just how big is this shift?
Yeah.
Because the contrast, looking back just a few years, it's frankly jarring.
Right.
Reed mentioned, 4 or 5 years ago, his Berkeley CS students, they had the run of the place.
Yeah.
Like graduating with multiple high-paying offers was just normal, an era of abundance, really.
It truly was an embarrassment of riches, you might say. But today, the reality is starkly different. We're hearing that many grads, even from these top programs, they're content simply to land one job. Think about that shift from choosing between 4 offers to just relief at getting one. That speaks volumes about the struggle, the uncertainty now.
And it's not just abstract numbers. There's that real example, right? About astrophysicist Hakeem Aluzay's son, a CS student actively struggling to get a placement, an internship, a job. And Farid insists, look, this isn't some isolated case. It's becoming common, even for really bright kids from top schools.
Exactly. And that's why we have to say this problem is structural. It's not just a blip, not cyclical. Farid's quite blunt about it. He says it suggests something is happening in the industry, something more than just a temporary slowdown. It feels like an inflection point, driven by AI, sure, but also maybe a necessary thinning of the ranks. The market's asking, if the task can be automated, why hire a human?
That structural point is huge. Okay, so if this isn't just a standard recession, if the basic rules have changed, we need to decode what's actually going on. What are the forces driving this massive recalibration right now?
Well, the initial thinking is that just blaming AI, that's too simple. It's not just one thing. What we're seeing is more like a confluence of forces all hitting the job market at the same time, kind of multiplying the effect.
Okay, a confluence. Let's break them down. First, the one everyone talks about, accelerating automation and AI tools. We're seeing generative AI, tools that can help write code or even do it autonomously, documentation, testing. This ability, it fundamentally changes the need for a lot of those traditional entry-level developer tasks, doesn't it?
It really does. Historically, junior developers learned the ropes, doing repetitive coding, debugging, standard stuff. Those are precisely the tasks AI tools are getting good at handling now, very efficiently. So if AI can generate, say, 80% of a basic software module, the human role needed shifts. It's less coder, more integrator and validator.
Which leads right into the second factor you mentioned, demand recalibration. Companies aren't just hiring bodies anymore. They're rethinking what they actually need from a developer.
Exactly. They're shifting budgets, focus. Maybe they need fewer generalists overall, or maybe they're pivoting hard towards really specialized roles that AI can't touch yet. Things needing deep systems architecture or that crucial cross-disciplinary insight, that sort of bulk hiring of generalists we saw in the 2010s tech boom, that's slowing way down.
Okay, and then compounding that, number 3, talent saturation. CS has been insanely popular as a major for, over a decade? The sheer volume means, while there are just so many graduates with overlapping skills, often focused on the exact same languages, same frameworks.
Right, so they're all fiercely competing for a shrinking pool of those traditional safe bet hires.
And that saturation, it must raise the bar, right? Which leads to your fourth force, changing hiring criteria.
Precisely. The focus is shifting away from just raw coding ability. That's becoming table stakes. Companies now want specialized depth. They want to see you can integrate AI into your work. They want adaptability. And crucially, this idea of true cross-disciplinary literacy. You need skills that make you, uniquely hard to replace.
That point, cross-disciplinary literacy, that leads us right to the new mandate for students, doesn't it? Professor Farid, you mentioned, has totally changed the advice he gives. The old, way deep, narrow mastery in one thing, it's just not enough anymore for, like, professional resilience.
That's such a critical realization.
Yeah.
The idea of being the super specialist, the person who only knows one specific language, one corner of databases, that's fast becoming a liability. If AI can do narrow mastery efficiently, humans need to step back, focus on breadth, application, connection.
So this is where the advice gets really proactive. Farid's new mandate, it seems to have three main pillars. First one, be polymathic, not laser-focused. He's pushing for competence in multiple domains, arguing that breadth, connecting different ideas, that's the ultimate resilience.
Okay, but let me push back slightly here. Isn't polymathic just a fancy word for generalist? And you just said the market's rejecting generalists. How does that work?
That's a fair question. I think the difference is depth. A generalist might know a little about a lot, shallow knowledge. A polymath, in this context, means having fundamental mastery in maybe one or two technical fields, but also having enough competence, enough literacy in several adjacent areas, like business, maybe linguistics, maybe cognitive science, enough to ask the right questions, to design comprehensive solutions. It's about framing the problem, not just churning out code.
I see. It's mastery plus breadth. Got it. Okay, the second pillar then, it tackles automation head-on. Leverage AI, don't compete with it. Basically, modern professionals have to integrate AI into their daily work to stay relevant, competitive. Farid uses that really striking comparison from law, doesn't he? Lawyers who use AI will put those who don't out of business. We really need to listen to that.
Yeah, that analogy is powerful. It positions AI as an essential tool, an augmentation, not just some future threat. It's a mandatory skill now. And the third pillar, it acknowledges the market volatility we started with. Cultivate adaptability and resilience.
Right, because uncertainty isn't temporary anymore. It's now a structural feature of the CS job market. It's baked in. So being able to pivot, to pick up new adjacent skills quickly, to reskill, it's not optional. It's basically the cost of entry now for a sustained career.
Okay, so we understand the problem. We understand the new mindset needed. What does this all mean for you, the listener, the learner? Let's shift gears completely now. Focus on the practical, actionable stuff. What should students and grads actually do to become indispensable?
Right. For those in school or just out, the first step is really redefining what skills even means. You just can't focus on coding in isolation anymore. You have to aggressively map adjacent skills.
Okay, mapping adjacent skills. What does that actually look like in practice? Break it down for us.
Well, it means looking beyond just front end or back end. You need proficiency in data science. You need to understand complex AML pipelines, like how data actually moves from collection to getting a model deployed. It means deep systems thinking, vital for building robust infrastructure. It means getting real domain expertise in an industry you care about, maybe finance, maybe climate tech. And critical areas like human-computer interaction, HCI, making sure the tech we build is actually usable by people.
Right. These adjacent skills, they create that unique value AI can't easily replicate. And you need to show that value, which is why I guess building a hybrid portfolio is so essential now.
The hybrid portfolio is absolutely key. It's what makes you stand out from the crowd, from all the generic GitHub profiles. You've got to showcase intersectional skills, projects that blend software with AI and with specific domain knowledge. So don't just build another to-do app. Build, a machine learning model predicting crop yields using local weather data. That shows Python skills, ML pipeline knowledge, and some understanding of agriculture. It's that combination.
And crucially, when you build these, you need to actively experiment with AI-augmented projects. It's not just the final product, it's the process too.
Exactly. Show how you used AI tools in your workflow. Did you use it for code generation, for testing, optimization? Demonstrate that you used AI to augment your own abilities, to finish faster, better. You have to prove you can work with automation, not just be replaced by it.
This ties back to that polymathic idea too, right? You mentioned actively engaging in cross-disciplinary methods. The analysis points to studying things outside pure tech, philosophy, ethics, design thinking, linguistics, even history.
Yeah, and that might sound counterintuitive at first. Why study philosophy when tech is moving so fast?
So why is it important?
Because those fields sharpen your lateral thinking, which is priceless when dealing with AI. Studying formal logic, philosophy, it improves your ability to spot assumptions, biases in data, and algorithms. Crucial stuff. Linguistics helps you understand how people interact with large language models. Design thinking helps you frame user needs. These fields teach you how to tackle complex, ambiguous problems, the very things AI can't do well.
That's a really powerful point. Okay, so beyond skills and projects, visibility matters too, doesn't it? In such a crowded field, you need ways to stand out.
Absolutely. You need to stay connected, stay visible. That means things like actively contributing to open source projects, not just using them. It means maybe writing blog posts or technical articles. Show your thinking, your unique perspective. Present at hackathons, local meetups. You can't just be competent anymore. You have to be seen as competent and thoughtful. Get your voice out there.
And finally, there's that crucial, very practical piece of advice, grounded in the volatility we discussed. Plan for uncertainty.
Yeah, this is the brass tacks. Be fiscally responsible, have a financial buffer if you can, and treat reskilling like going to the gym. It's an ongoing requirement, not a one-off thing you did once. Stay alert to shifts in demand. Acknowledge that, yes, the job market is volatile now. That's just part of the landscape.
So if we try to wrap this all up, the core conclusion from this deep dive seems pretty stark. That generational promise that CS was this future-proof degree, guaranteed security, it's eroding. Fast. For Reed's statement really hits hard. That changed in 4 years. Just 4 years.
It's sobering. Mastery, the fundamentals of computing, that's still the foundation. You absolutely need that. But the new currency, the thing that really matters now, is reinvention. Success demands not just depth, but flexibility, that domain breadth we talked about, and absolute fluency in using AI. It's a whole new game.
So in short, we've explored the crisis, or maybe the deep transformation, in the computer science job market. And we've looked at the kind of polymathic adaptation that seems necessary now for students and graduates to really thrive, given AI's rise and the market saturation.
Exactly. We hope this discussion provided some clarity on the challenges, but more importantly, pointed towards specific, actionable solutions for navigating this new era in technology.
All the best.
We will meet again with another important matter again.